In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your radiator on your Chevy Cruze. It's located behind your front bumper. We're going to remove these bolts on this side with a 7mm socket. We're missing a few bolts, so just do your best. Follow this line and just remove everything that's there. We have a push pin here as well. I'm going to use a trim tool to remove that. Make sure you unhook it on either side. You just push it forward and unhook it. I'm going to unhook it from this side as well. Once that's all done, you're going to remove all these bolts on this side, or push pins. Ours are all missing and held up with the zip tie, but you are going to need to remove this whole shield. Now we're going to loosen our drain plug here. It's on the side. If you go on the passenger side through the bumper next to the radiator, you're just going to turn it to the left and it will drain. I have a drip pan below to catch the coolant. Now we're going to close down our drain plug by just tightening until it stops. Clean up the area. This connector we're going to disconnect. You're going to push down on this tab here and pull it off. Set that off to the side. Using a T15 Torx bit, we're going to remove these two bolts, one here, one here. Now we're going to go underneath. Now we're going to remove 3 bolts underneath using a 7mm socket. Swivel that out of the way. And there's one right here. Now we can pull this fender liner back and there'll be a bolt up top. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now let's pull back our fender liner a little bit and you're going to see a bolt right here. The head is on the top. You're going to use a 7mm socket and remove it. Using a 7mm socket, we're going to remove these 4 bolts. Unhook this tab out of this. Do the same on the other side. So now on either side, this piece pulls out and you want to unhook it. And now do the same on the other side. If you don't have another person or whatever, you can put a step stool or something underneath so it doesn't fall on the ground. And now we're going to do the same on this side. Pull it out. Now the cover should come off, like so. And you're gonna find some electrical connections that you're gonna have to disconnect. I'm gonna unhook this from the bumper and also disconnect the electrical connector. To disconnect it, we're gonna pull out this gray tab. It's usually just a little lock. We're gonna unlock it by pushing this tab here. Pull it out, and now push down and unplug it. Unhook it from here as well. I'm going to use some needle nose pliers and push in these two ears and pull this out. Now you can remove your bumper cover. Set it aside. Now we're going to take out these push tabs. Take out the center first, and the whole thing will pop up. You might have one here as well. Ours looks like it's missing. Now we can just pop this off and pull it away. We're going to remove this air channel now. Set that aside. Now we're going to remove this. Same way, pull out the center tab and remove the plastic grommets holding it there. Remove this one as well. Now we're going to take out these two on the inside. Same way, remove the center first, then pull the whole thing. And now you should be able to pop this out after you do this last one right here in the corner. And you can remove it. Now we're going to take this off. To do that, you're going to push in here and pull. And there's one up top as well. Now we're going to push down on this and pull the rest of it out. Make sure you slide it past those lines. And then it should turn enough to pull it out. Do the same on the other side. Let's take this cooler off. To do that, you're going to push down on this tab here and pull up. And you're going to do the same on the other side. So here we are on the other side. Do the same. You're going to push down, pull up on this cooler. Again, you're just going to unhook it. Once you get it halfway up, you can pull it up. Try not to dent the fins on these. You may need to finagle it a little bit to get the line past the bracket. But once you do, you're going to put this off to the side. You can have a bungee cord ready just to hook it up. Now we're going to peel this up. And remove it. Using a flathead screwdriver, we're going to push in on this and pick up on the condenser. And once that's popped, you're going to go to the other side and unpop it from the other side. I'm going to put my pry bar underneath here and just push up on this side of the condenser. It should unhook. Now we have our condenser off to the side, and we're going to take off this bolt. Remove this bar. I used a 7mm socket. I'm underneath the vehicle now, looking through where the bumper was, And I'm going to flip up this clip here on this radiator hose and unlock the hose from the radiator. So push that clip up, and then you're going to push the hose off. After you pop it up, you're going to take that clip off. You may have to crack it loose a little bit by swiveling it back and forth. We did. And now you can, once it breaks free a little bit, you'll be able to pull this off like that. And just set it aside. All right, so we're going to unclip this side now. Just push up on this. I'm also on the other side of the car at the other hose, and we're going to release this. I'm looking through the bumper area where the wheel, right in front of the wheel, basically. That's the best shot you got. Remove the clip. They are the same size for both hoses. And now we're gonna push this off. Once it gets cracked loose, it should pull right off. Make sure you have a drip pan below in case there's any residual coolant. We're gonna disconnect this connector, pull your gray lock tab out, and then push down. After you unlock it, you're going to push down and take it off. We're also going to disconnect it from here. We're going to disconnect this from the bracket now and just push in the two ears in the back with some needle nose. And pull it out. Now let's undo these bolts here with a 13mm socket. Take those out and do the same on the other side. Now we're going to undo this T15 bolt. I'm using a T15 Torx bit. And separate that. Before taking out your radiator and engine coolant fan, you want to make sure your transmission cooler and your condenser is secured. You can either bungee it up or just set it aside. We're going to turn these mounts this way on both sides and pull this forward. And eventually you're going to get enough room where you can pull these out. So after you pull those forward, you're going to pull this side out first, this mount. To do that, you're going to push up and pull it out like that and let that rest. And do the same on the other side. And now you're going to be able to get this side out. Now we're ready to come out. Again, make sure your drip pan is catching any fluid that's coming out. It probably will. At this point, you're going to maneuver your condenser. Check in on top, make sure your condenser's not back in the bracket for the radiator. And you're just going to have to keep checking your work going back and forth. I have a table ready underneath to catch it. And now we can remove the radiator and fan and cooler. Using a T15, we're going to remove our fan bolts. Do the same on the other side. Now you're going to lift up on your fan and remove it. So now we're going to unhook this air cooler from our radiator. You're going to want to put the radiator on a piece of cardboard or something flat that's cushioned. And we're going to separate this out. To do that, there's 2 tabs. There's one on this side and there's one on that side. They get really stuck. So you're going to want to get a flathead screwdriver in there. You also want a piece of cardboard below to catch this in case it goes too far. But you're going to want to get your screwdriver in there and just give it a quick tap. Maybe you could have somebody on the other side holding it, but if you're by yourself, you're just going to have to brace it. And you want the cooler to be hanging off the cardboard, so gravity helps you. Once you get that one side done, it'll be easier on this side. You're going to jam a screwdriver in there and disconnect them. Now we're going to put our air cooler on. You want to do this so both sides are lined up and ready to go. And once they're both lined up, you just push them into place. Make sure you transfer over your rubber grommets and push those into the space. They have a square piece here that fits right in. So line it up correctly, make sure they're on the right side, and push it into the spot. Now we're going to put our bolts in. Just line them up and tighten them down. There's only 2, one on the top corner on each side. Now we're ready to install. I have my condenser off to the side. I also have it tipped up on the bottom end so that I can slide this in. I have this on a table just to help me out. It would be easier with 2 people, but if you can find a way to stack some things up, you can do it yourself. So we're going to aim it this way, downward, and pick it up. And slide it past the condenser. And then once you get to these 2 bumper supports, you're going to kick it up and get them up on top of that. You may have to do some finagling with your condenser to get things out of the way. Once you get it up on those 2 support brackets, you're going to reach from up top, get all your hoses out of the way, and you're going to grab onto it, move things out of the way, and turn it up. Just make sure you're not hung up on this AC line here, and pull it up, forward. Make sure you put your feet back on before you go any further. Do this side first. Slide it in a little bit, and then you're going to do the other side. Once you have that side up, you're going to tip it and get this one in, like that. And now we're going to push it up and in. You're going to have to grab the front. You can just go back and forth. Once you have everything to this point, you're going to make sure that your feet are spun that way for the bottom of the radiator, and that your condenser is lined up to slide in. I'm taking my bungee off of my transmission cooler, and I'm going to anchor it over here until I can get my condenser locked in. Let's put our bolts in. Make sure that this is lined up first, and you can get them started. Get the other two on the other side started, and then we'll tighten everything down. Tighten these down. Now we're going to put our connections back and plug it in. Make sure you hear that click and lock that gray tab. Make sure you put this in. Now we're going to hook up our cooler lines onto the radiator bracket. So line it up and get that screw started. Now you can tighten this up. So now we're going to slide this transmission cooler into the bracket for the radiator and condenser. Make sure the other side's lined up as well, and push it into place. A little bit at a time until it locks in place. Let's attach our hose. Make sure it's slid all the way till it stops. And then we're going to lock it in place with our clip. And just slide it on top and make sure it clicks in place. And give it a good check. Make sure that hose doesn't come off. And now do the same on the other one. Let's put this hose on. Push it into place. Same way you did the other one. Make sure it's bottomed out before you put your clip in. Once it's bottomed out, you're going to slide your clip on top and lock it in the same way you did the other one. Make sure that clip is locked down on both sides. The ears should hook onto the little triangle things that stick out. Let's put our air tube back, get our spring clip ready. Just slide that on. Make sure it's totally lined up. And we're going to slide this into place. This will lock it in place, just make sure. And then do the same on the other side. So line this up, and then you're going to pull down the spring clip on both sides. I'm using 2 flathead screwdrivers to do that. Make sure that they're in place. There's a little slot that they can ride in while you're lining up your hose. Just make sure it's locked in. You might have to hold it there if it doesn't lock in. So once you have that, just slide it on and don't let go until you're in fully. And then you can lock it in place. Now we're going to put our engine splash shield on. Make sure, just to make a note, make sure that you check your petcock and it's closed. And now we're going to slide this on. Make sure you have the splash shield facing the right way. These hooks should go inside these rectangles and clip in. And this slides in here. Let's start putting our bolts in. Just put all your bolts back where you found them, around the edge, and there should be some here. A lot of ours were missing, and we had some zip ties holding some things up. So just do the best you can. Put everything back where you found it. Let's put this back, tighten it up. Make sure you have this one on the driver's side, and these two holes here are for these lines. So we're going to slide it up. You're going to have to pry it kind of over those lines, just like you took it off. Push it into place. These line up here. And when it's all lined up, everything should fit where it belongs. Let's do this side. You want it to be facing this side up with this triangular piece on the top. Just slide it up. I'm going to spin it into place. Line up the tabs where they go. There's one up here. So right here, you're going to push it in. And up here. Let's put our plastic piece back. Press it into place. Now we're going to put this in. We're going to aim down. It's good to be helpful to see where these go, which is right here. So you're going to aim down and push this. It does bend, so bendable plastic is always our friend. Make sure everything lines up. Let's put our grommets in. There's one here, 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 and here. Now we're going to slide this piece in. Let's put our grommet there. Now we're going to put this on. These clip in here on either side. So just line that up. And it should snap into place. Now let's put these grommets down. We're going to replace this one. It was missing. Let's plug this in, our engine fan. Push it in. Make sure it's in all the way. Make sure you hear it click. It should lock in. Let's plug in our connector. Make sure it's unlocked before doing that. slide it in. Hear the click, lock it in place. Now we're going to push our bumper up closer. Make sure you push this back where it was. And now we're going to put our bumper on. Now we're going to line this up, make sure everything's where it belongs. And we're going to hook these into here and on the other side. And make sure these holes are all lined up. Once you have that locked in, we're going to go on the side and push it back into place. So you're going to pull and line up these teeth with these holes. Make sure your bumper's all lined up on the other side as well. And once you feel like it easily goes into those slots, you can push it in. Do the same on the other side. Now we're going to put our bolts in. Let's tighten those up. Now we're going to put our bolts in to hold our bumper, the sides of our bumper on. Get them started by hand. And then we can tighten it down. Do the same on the other side. So line up your fender liner. And we're going to put this corner piece in first. Get it started. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. And now we're going to flip this over here. So just slide this piece back. And we're going to put those two bolts in underneath. Just start them by hand, and then we'll tighten them up. Do the same on the other side. Put your bolts in. One there and one there. These are the ones with the Torx. And we'll do this one up top. Do the same on the other side. Now we're going to fill our coolant. You're going to keep filling this up till it's about halfway up the funnel. You're going to start the vehicle, let it warm up. And when it gets hot, the thermostat will open and it'll get into the engine, and then you're going to top off the coolant. Keep filling up the coolant till you're about here. When you see this hose right here, right about that line. And you're going to let the coolant work its way down. You're going to start the vehicle, warm it up, put the heat on. And usually the system will bleed itself. Once you have heat, you're going to know that the air is gone. And you're going to top off your coolant, remove your funnel, put the cap back on, take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.